The roads of Nepal can be considered as one of the most unsafe roads in the world. Here the odds of a bus, truck or car having a collision are higher than in Japan, Korea, India and the rest of the world. Nepal's topography, poor road conditions, not enough government funding, careless drivers, and lack of regulation are some of the reasons that lead to these incidents. Here the chance of survival after road accidents are very low compared to the rest of the world. In Japan, the death rate is 1 in every 150 accidents, while in Nepal, the death rate is 1 in every 5 accidents. Nepal's survival rate per accident goes lower as one travels towards western Nepal, with 9 deaths for every 10 accidents in the far west. While Kathmandu has noticed a decline in death from road accidents, with hardly 1 death for every 33 accidents. More civilians have died on Nepal's roads in the past decade than due to other problems. Nearly 10,000 people have died on the roads since 2006, with the total annual fatalities increasing in that interval. Now here's one scary and strange tale that you're going to hear in this video. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
3 campus students named Thave, Bursa and Soyulish are on a journey along a lonely mountain road when all of a sudden, a truck comes along at high speed and they panic, leading to losing control of their jeep. The jeep falls off the edge of a cliff and they plunge into a river. When they all emerge from the water, they breathe a sigh of relief, shocked yet delighted to be alive. However, when they look around, they are horrified to see their own bodies still trapped in the sinking jeep. Stunned, the 3 friends went to the shore and try to figure out what happened. "I know what I saw," says Bursa. "Those were our bodies in the jeep. When it hit the water, I felt my neck snap," says Thave. "The next thing I remember, we were in the water. I don't remember getting out of the jeep either," says Soyulish. "We must have died in that accident," says Thave. "You guys, I think we're ghosts." Just then, a motorbike comes speeding down the road and almost hits them. Again. "Get out of the road, you fools," yells the motorist. "He saw us," exclaims Soyulish. "That guy saw us, so we can't be dead." "We are dead," Thave insists. "We saw our bodies. But how could we die and still be here talking?" questions Soyulish. "Nobody saw what had happened," says Bursa. "If a tree falls in the forest and there's no one there to hear it, does it make a sound? Maybe the reason we're still alive is that we're the only ones who know that we're dead." The 3 of them went back to campus and tried to act as nothing happened. "Cheer up," laughs Soyulish. "This is the first day of the rest of our lives." Thave is still haunted by the fact that he had a narrow death escape. He feels little guilt. "When I think of myself down in that jeep, I feel like I belong there." Thave is very spiritual and he needs some guidance, so he goes to see a Zhaukri, Nepalese shaman, for assistance. "Please hear me out, I'm clueless and desperate for some advice," he says. "I was in a road accident. 2 of my friends were killed. No one saw it happen. No one knows." "You haven't told the police?" the Zhaukri asks, "or your friends? Families?" "No," replies Thave. "Let me help," says the Zhaukri. "I can break the news to your friends' loved ones." "What are their names?" Thave takes a deep breath. "Soyulish," he whispers. All of a sudden, Soyulish disappears back at the campus. Then he whispers Bursa Magar, and Bursa suddenly disappears as well. "There was one more," Thave whispers. "Me. I died in that accident." The Zhaukri finds it hard to believe it at first. "This is absurd," Thave later on. After having the conversation with Zhaukri, Thave returned to campus, but was unable to find his friends. Bursa and Soyulish reappear at the accident site, just as suddenly as they vanished, coughing and choking and throwing up water. Bursa and Soyulish are very confused as to what's happening to them. They're desperate to stay alive. They're worried that they must be trying to do something. And if he'll tell someone else about that accident, they're afraid that they'll all die if others know of that incident. The jeep is only about 160 meters down, says Bursa. Sooner or later, someone is going to find the jeep and us. We've got to get our bodies out of there, says Soyalish. We can bury them somewhere in the mountains very deep. Bursa agrees and says yes, as deep as we can. While they still can't come to terms with what has happened to them. He thinks his salvation depends on his body being found, so he goes back to the river where he meets his friends Bursa and Soyalish. They realize what Thave is up to. They try to stop him, however Thave manages to outrun them and dives into the water and swims down to the jeep. Peering through the window, Thave can see his own dead body and Soyalish's body and Bursa's body. He can't open the jeep door, so he starts hitting the window and shatters it. He tries to pull his own body out, but it's stuck between the steering wheel and the seat. He tries very hard, but he can't move it. However, as he pulls and tugs, he accidentally frees the bodies of Soyalish and Bursa, and they float up towards the surface. Thave is horrified when the jeep tips over and plunges down into the depths, taking his body with it. Bursa and Soyalish make it just in time to see their own corpses floating in the water. A passing fisherman spots the dead bodies and rows his boat closer to take a look. Thave swims back up to the surface, and as he watches in horror as Bursa and Soyalish disappear. "Oh God, no, he cries. "It was supposed to be me, not them. It was supposed to be me." Thave is now doomed to roam the earth for all eternity. His body will never be found. He will never be able to die. He will never be at peace. The end. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Should you have any questions, please comment below. And to share your story, please contact Hirosani at zen123@gmail.com. Thank you.